Hi dancers, hello, welcome to our straddle stretch. Thank you for joining me today. Let's start out with just a little shift your weight to the side. Right here, side to side. I'm opening my feet a little bit, starting to warm up our hip joints. Okay, so just step it out. Now, while you're there, I want you to make sure you have your tummy engaged so we're not just like this, like a dinosaur running away. We have that tummy tucked and we're shifting our weight side to side, okay? Like, give my regards to Broadway. There it is, okay? Good, warming it up. Now we're gonna do hip circles. Up and over, up and over. Up, down, and back, up. And then bring that core in every time too. That part's kind of hard, but go for it. Up, up, up and down. Other way, and left. And left. And each time I'm already feeling a little like pull in that groin, right? We're starting to warm up, get some heat into those hip flexors. Hip flexors, hip joints, all those hips. This whole big area. Very good. Very good. So right here we're just going to hands out. Let's take a couple squats. We're going to go down and two and up and two. Down, knees are right over the toes and up. Try to bring that tummy in. We want our back to be as flat as possible. Up, two, up, two. Very good. We're going to bring it into first position. First position, hands on the hips. Just resistance with your plie. So we're not going, okay, but we're going down and two and up and two. Knees come all the way straight. And again, we're warming up those hips. And we're going to squeeze those inner thighs together. That's engaging the groin and warming those hips. Here we go. 5, 6, 7 goes. Down, 2, up. 2, squeeze your tush on the up. 2 and up. Belly's in. Down. 2, up. 2. Down. 2, up. 2. Again. 4. Then we're going to pop up to releve. Up. Stretch and squeeze those inner thighs. See, try to squeeze those backs of the knees together. Down, 2, up, 2, down. We're gonna go up into releve here. 5, 6, 7, elevate, up and down. Squeezing the butt, inner thighs trying to meet. Down. Backs of the knees are trying to meet. Up and down, up and down. Control that landing and down, up and hold. 5, 6, here we go, hold. Now I want you to take your hands and put them together like a prayer and squeeze those hands together. Pressing, we're engaging these pecs right here. Squeeze. Squeeze that booty. So we're maintaining our turnout, toes should be open. We're squeezing our inner thighs, butts engaged, warming up that booty. Press with those pecs. Tummy's down, tummy's in. Very good, shake it out. Good. Let's open it up. Take a little stretch here. If you need a little more time, you're not that loose yet, it's okay. Take it at your pace, right? We don't want to just rip it open, right? So open those hips. Now remember, just like in the last lesson, we should be able to do this without our arms, right? We don't want to be like this. If so, then we need to make some adjustments, okay? Because knees need to be over the toes. So if the toes need to come in a little bit, that's okay. So that our knees are right over those toes, okay? And I'm going to open mine back up again, but very good. Right here, let's keep it turned out. Just take a stretch forward. I'm going to go this way just so you can see me, but just stretching it forward. We're turned out still. Good. Moving through the hips and then stop and hold it as well. Very good. Let's sit on the ground in our tailor sit. Tailor sit, butterfly, whatever you want to call it. So in the last lesson, we opened it up wide because we were going for the outside of the leg. Today, we're going for our hips, okay? So we're coming in a little bit tighter. It doesn't have to be here, but a little closer. Let's take a little butterfly. Remember, we're warming those legs up. It's good to have heat in your body. And press the legs down. Now, while you're there, pull that belly in. So you're not sticking your belly out. Good, let's reach it forward here. Again, try to pull that belly button in, not punching your belly out at the floor. You're doing a great job. We've got about 10 minutes to go, a little less than that. Oh, like 9 or 8 minutes, sorry. Good, take a big inhale. Exhale, when you exhale, it makes room for you to go deeper in the stretch. Exhale and go down an inch or 2 or 3 inches, depending on how warm you are today. Very good. We're going to skip our L stretch. Today we're going to open up to our straddle because that's the point of this lesson. So let's open up that straddle to your best straddle. Remember, we're going to be here for a little bit, so if you need to start small and get bigger, that is totally fine. So let's stretch 1, 2, 3, 4, up and over to the side. Now make sure we're nice and long. We're not crunching down forward. This is a side body stretch. This is not about how low you can get to the ground. We're stretching that side body and we're engaging the groin over here. Try to keep pulling that tummy in. It's hard for me to remember too, but I try, right? It's the best we can do. Other side, try to make sure the hip is down. Because that is going to increase the stretch. Like when we go like that, we're just cheating a little bit. I mean, it's okay. It's still a deep stretch, but now I got a deeper stretch by elongating right there. Awesome. You know where we're going? Straight forward. Let's take a stretch forward in this center split. Now, while we're here, I'm going to talk about this a little bit because I think this part gets controversial sometimes. So I'm sure you hear it. Keep your knees up to the ceiling, right? So that's what we're striving to do right now. Keep those knees up to the ceiling. If you are at a 180-degree split, I'm not there yet, but I will be by the time we're done with this stretch. If you're there, then you can let it roll forward because you're taking a different stretch at that point. It's just kind of more aggressive. As long as you are in that flat line and your knees are straight. If your knees are bent, that's another story, and then we're not doing good things for our body. And remember, we should be down all the way right now. But if I crash my face in the ground, then you can't hear me talk. So make sure we take a good inhale, exhale, and that takes you deeper into the stretch. So it is good to try to keep those knees up to the ceiling as much as possible, but then at some point, your body can only go so far this way when your hips are going that way. You know what I'm saying? Good, from right here, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. We're gonna go into frog. And dancers, we're gonna do frog a little differently than how I bet you're used to. Awesome, dancers, like I said, we're gonna go into that frog. So you can crawl through, or you can meet me on your belly. And we're not gonna close our feet today. We're gonna leave it open in like a big open square, okay? So stretch through those feet. It's a little aggressive on my knees, so I just wanna get on the mat right here. Striving to get those hips down. If you're already down like 180 and you this isn't giving you a very deep stretch, you can open your legs back open, wide. You're doing great. Almost there, just about 5 minutes to go. But just relax. You can lean forward. Relax into the stretch. Okay, let's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You can think about pulling that belly into your backbone. What does that do to your stretch? What does that change for you? For me, it makes it more aggressive in the stretch, actually. Good. Let's bring those toes together. Okay. So now our feet were flat on the ground, and now our toes are lifting up off the ground. Make sure your feet aren't sickled. Yucky, yucky, yucky. We never want to sickle our feet. Why practice something so bad for us, right? Take that good stretch. This feels so good. It's so good for you. But remember, it's important to strengthen it too, right? If we only have flexibility and then we go for a leap in second, we can't get our legs up. And we need to be able to squeeze in a little bit too with those inner thighs. So I'm going to end right here with a little surprise for you after this stretch. Because I want you to be strong and safe. So I hope you got a good stretch right there. I want you to bring your knees together. Now you're going to love this. Right where you are. Just let the legs open a little bit. Oh, it feels so good. Sometimes mine pops like here in the SI joint. Just a little release. We don't want to like live in this position, but a little release on the back of that hip. Okay, very good. We're going to stand up. We're going to go demi and stretch and demi. And now I want you to keep your knees straight and just squeeze that foot in. Okay, again, demi. It's just a tendu, but in like slow motion. Point, demi, and now it's about squeezing it in, keeping those knees straight, and lifting up out of this side so we're not sitting in it, okay? Demi, 8 times on the right, 8 times on the left. Demi, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Whoa, sorry, squeeze myself off my center. Demi. And this is 4 or 5. I don't know. And squeeze, 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 squeeze. 3. And lift, and down, and squeeze, 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 lifting up out of the side, demi, and stretch, and demi, and squeeze, squeeze those inner thighs. Good. Second side, demi, and stretch, and squeeze, 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 lifting tall. Demi, it can be very easy to shrink in this because we're like squeezing. Demi, and squeeze it in. 3, and up, and demi, and in, 2, 3, 4. 4, and lift, tummy is in. Lift up out of that glute, and squeeze, 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 halfway there. 5, and lift, tummy in. Demi, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift the bottom arch, so we're not rolling in, and up. And down, and squeeze, 2, 3, 4. Last one, demi, and stretch, and demi, and squeeze it in. Very good. Let's open it up. Open it out. Let's take this stretch right here. Open those hips. How are you feeling now? Feeling pretty loose? Very good. If you let go with your arms, did we go like this, or are we holding it with your glutes? You can press to elevate, tummy's in. Good. And down. Let's squeeze it up. Let's end with one final heel stretch. Okay, I break this down in some other videos right now. I want to work on that leg flexibility, but I would like it correct. So I'm going to take the inside of that leg, develop that leg up nice and high. Where are we feeling? How are we doing here? Can you try and hold it for like 15 seconds? And try to stretch that bottom foot. Are you getting a stretch here under the leg, or are you feeling it in the groin? That was good for the first side. Second side. Almost there. This one, it's okay if you don't totally feel it in the groin. I don't really feel it in the groin actually because my hips are open there, but for you, you might really feel it there. We're all different. It's good to understand how we are different and what works for you and how it's different from how it works for me, because you have different teachers and there's a million different ways to teach things. So you just got to pay attention to yourself and pay attention to your body and what's best for you. Wonderful job. We're all loosey-goosey. See you at the next one.